this tutorial, I will show you the difference between ArrayList, list, and dictionary in C#.NET. These three are basically the collections which has been used in .NET, and today we will see that what is the major difference between these three of them and how you can properly use them in your daily projects. So we will start from this ArrayList. ArrayList is basically a collection in which you can store any type of value, or you can store any type of reference. By value I mean that in this ArrayList you can store integer, double, string, decimal, float, whatever values you like to store. Also you can store the reference to the object, and once you are going to retrieve a specific item from this array list, you have to just cast them to its particular type. So I will create array list here, and I will name it list, and this is a new array list. This has been created. You must also be aware of this, that it has been inherited from system.collections. So in system.collections we have this array list, and from this array list has been inherited. So let's add some items here. So first I will add a string inside this array list, and after that I will add up some integer data. Then I will add a double or float, and after that I will add a boolean data type. So you can see that I have added inside this list a variety of data types such as Microsoft, and an integer data type, and a double, and a boolean data type. And for sake of completeness, I will add a new data type of an object. So I will create an object here. I will name it something n, or I forgot this was being used in Java. So in this we have to use class. I will create a class here, and inside this I will create some properties, and say its first name, and this one is the last name. I hope so you are familiar with using properties in .NET programming. After that I am going to create an object of this foo, and inside this I will specify the first name. Let's say I will give it Tom, and the last name will be Tom Cruise. So I have created an object, and now I am going to add this in my array list. So list.add, and I have just to pass this object inside this list. So as you can see, I have added the added variety of data types and some references inside this array, and for that particular purpose this array is a really powerful collection of .NET, and you can use it wherever you have certain scenario where you are not sure that your collection may contain a specific data types or references. So now once we have added these items inside this list, how I am going to retrieve this from this list? So first of all, I will just check the methods of this list which .NET will provide me from the superclasses. So I will check for different methods. So here you can see that it do contain a method such as this one. It will take the object data type as an item, and it will return us true or false if certain item exists in this array list. And also you can get the items using the index of the specific item inside this array. So you can play with it around. I will first of all check for the index of item. So in this index index of method, I will check that if a certain reference or value do exist inside this list, you have to return me the location of that particular item. You can see that the return type is int. So let's say I want to check the location of Microsoft. Now I will just print out the location of Microsoft, and you will see that the Microsoft have the location of 0 in this list. We'll click start and you can see that we have got 0th location. And now if I want to fetch this item from this list, so what I'm going to do, its data type is string. So I will say string item equals to list, and I will pass the location inside this item. I have to cast it, and now I will print this item, and you can see that we have got the corresponding item from our array list. Now I will check for the 43.3 and let's see which location we get. Hope so we will get 0, 1 and 2. 2 will be the location of our item in this list. Now if I want to fetch this item, what I'm going to do is double item equals to list and then the location. For that particular reason I have to parse it before using it in my actual code. So here is the item. You can see that we have got 43.3. And last but least, if I am interested in getting this object here, I will do the same process. But here, since we have to define this object first, and we have already defined this object here, so I will just pass this object here. And once we have got this object here, what I'm going to do is I will pass up this location, and I have to cast it to the foo class, and also here. So I have got the item as a foo class object from this array list. Simple as that. Now I can get the first name and the last name of this object. You can see we have got Tom and Cruise. Okay, so this was an array list. It's a powerful feature of C#.NET, and you can use it in a variety of purposes. And now we will move toward the list. I will remove this item. First of all, I will create a list, and you can see that the list has been inherited from system.collections.generic. The generic classes in .NET are those classes which you have to provide by yourself. In short, once you provide the data type that this list will hold, so this list will be created specifically for that data type, and this list will be a strongly typed list of objects which you can access by the index 6 in this list. So let's say if I want to create a list which only holds strings, so I will provide the string data type, and then I will say list. Then I can only add up string items inside this list. I can not add any other data type inside it. Let's say if I want to add up an integer, it will give me an error because we can not give it uh, in this list. So this is a strongly typed collection in .NET, which is really helpful in scenarios where you have some specific item set and they all have that particular items data type, and you want to make sure that all of your items having a particular data type must be stored in a strongly typed list. So for that purpose, this list will be your friend. Last but least, if you want to iterate, you can use this where keyword, or strongly data types you can use the string, and I will click start, and you can see that it contains these three items, and also you can get items based on the index, and we can also get the indexes as following. So there are a variety of methods for this particular list. Now the last one is the dictionary. The dictionary has been inherited from the system.collections.generic.dictionary, and it requires a key and value pair from the user. You can also see here that the key is also a generic and the value is also generic. This means that the user can provide its own data type as a key and its own data type for this value. So the user is not restricted to use a specific data types while availing this dictionary feature. So I will create this dictionary here. I want the key value pair. So the key I want that it must be an integer, and the value it must be the string. Let's say this dictionary, and I have created this new dictionary. Now if I am interested in adding some items inside this dictionary, I will first provide a key here. Let's say 23 correspond to ABC and 43 corresponds to TYX and 0 corresponds to GHY. So this dictionary contains 3 items, and we have assigned the keys to these items. Now if I am interested in retrieving Now if I am interested in fetching this the key the value from this dictionary, what I am going to do is I will create the item as an empty, and then I will check if the dictionary dot try and get value at 43 key. If it's successful in getting the item, give me this item. So this dictionary will try and get the value in where the key is 43, and it will place the item inside this string item. So you can also get a nice message here once the dictionary is unable to fetch the corresponding value from this dictionary. So I will put an exclamation mark here. If the dictionary is unable to get the value, what you have to place a message here: sorry, key does not exist. Okay, at that moment, since the key exists, so it will give us an item. See, it have given us an item, and I will just place a random key here, and then we will check what we get. You can see that sorry, the key does not exist. So this was a little bit introduction to these collections in .NET. Hope so you have got the basic idea, and if you haven't got any point, please leave a message and I will catch you up in comments. Thank you.